This is how Lamine Yamal announced last night. But things didn't go his way. No goal, no trophy. A top-tier footballer with a top-level future ahead of him. But the 17-year-old wonderkid still hasn't learned that things don't always go according to his plan. Life will teach him. The people behind the careers of Ronaldo and Messi never let them speak publicly about being chosen. Others will say it for you. Your job is to play. It's way cooler to approach big moments with humility, and then go all in celebrating after. But Yamal is different. He's from a different generation. A generation that wants to speak out, to announce itself, and do it through social media.
¿Qué te sugiere, qué te dice el hecho de enfrentarte el domingo a Cristiano Ronaldo?
Tengo mucho respeto, es una leyenda del fútbol. Yo haré mi trabajo que es ganar y ya está.
But even the audience has changed. You constantly need to raise the stakes. Welcome to the era of footballers, superheroes. And Lamine Yamal is one of them. The risks are obvious. There is only one step between public confidence and being publicly hated. Then come the deleted accounts, because they can't take it anymore. The match against Portugal was a lesson for Lamine. And today we push all other news aside, because there is only one story on the front pages. 40-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo and his team, stopping 17-year-old Lamine Yamal and his crew. Today I'll share my thoughts with you, and together we'll make sense of this match. At Barcelona, when Yamal struggles to beat his marker one-on-one, the right flank becomes more of a combo zone, with support runs from the number 10 and the fullback. In this match, in the first half, it was Oyarzabal who approached him, sometimes Pedri. But it was nowhere near the level of support he'd get from Olmo or especially Fermin. De La Fuente instead decided to play Isco, a player more comfortable in a completely different area, closer to the left flank, and someone who doesn't thrive on movement. Olmo and Fermin stayed on the bench, and then Yamal was subbed off altogether. It was also a managerial defeat. Individually, Yamal definitely failed in this game. He was destroyed by Nuno Mendes, and not just near Portugal's goal. For the first time ever, I saw a Yamal who was afraid to dribble. Normally, we are used to something totally different from him. Arrogance, flair, and whole show. Didn't work the first time? Try again. But today wasn't just about Mendes' phenomenal defending. Lamine himself seemed to show too much respect for Nuno. Usually it's Lamine's opponent who is afraid of him, but today Nuno Mendes did it the other way around. For the first time, Lamine looked scared, said former Spain goalkeeper Santiago Cañizares after the match. If there's ever a good time to lose and get a life lesson, the Nations League final is probably as good as it gets. If you choose a proactive image off the pitch, you have to back it up on the pitch. Otherwise, watch your words and tone it down. Let's be honest, the one who let us down today was Lamine. The 17-year-old genius spoiled us, and he was barely noticeable on the final, wrote Marca journalist Thomas Roncero after the game, showing just how dependent La Furia Roja already is on the kid who was still in school not long ago. But friends, I'm not too worried about Lamine. He will win Ballon d'Or, whether it's this year or sometime soon. But this might teach him something even more valuable, and that could only help his grow. Everyone thought this would be Yamal's night. After the Nations League final, the global media world would be handing him the Ballon d'Or spotlight. Instead, it was Cristiano Ronaldo who took the center stage. Sure, it wasn't his best match, but he gave Yamal a vital lesson. Speak on the pitch and post later. The winner takes it all. And the way Lamine looked at Ronaldo spoke volumes about the respect he feels for one of football's two GOATs from the last 20 years. As for Ronaldo's impact and magic on the pitch, I'll quote the Telegraph journalist Tom Gibbs. The second half begins with Ronaldo playing as effectively for Portugal as he did for most of Euro 2024. If you cannot remember any specific contributions, it's instructive. At times, especially when dropping deeper and attempting to make the ball stick with his back to goal, he looks comprehensively outmuscled by the little 20-somethings playing for Spain. Then Mendes races past a fading Yamal. His cross is deflected towards the back post and Ronaldo deploys his strength when it counts, expertly guiding Marco Correa out of the way before volleying in from close range. perfectly said about the current Ronaldo, right? Especially the part deploys his strength when it counts. Lamine is gonna win a lot of collective and individual titles. He is a phenomenon. He'll have a long career, and he's going to win a lot of Nations Leagues. He's 17. Please, leave him alone. I have to ask you to let him be. He has to be calm. There are Cristiano Ronaldo's words about Lamine Yamal. I couldn't help but quote them, friends. But tonight there is only one winner, Ronaldo, a man who's built a unique legacy with his national team. He'll go down as the most influential player in Portugal's history. Together with the European Brazilians, he's won Euro 2016 and now 2 Nations League titles, 2019 and 2025. I'd call Cristiano eternal. At 40 years old, he already has 938 official goals, and he won't stop until he hits 1,000. I'm taking bets. For Portugal alone, he scored 138, over 40 more than the legendary Puskás for Hungary. Madness. Don't try to retire him early. You'll only waste your time. He'll retire when he decides, because football can't put an expiration date on him. And that's exactly how Cristiano Ronaldo will etch his name into football history. The same must be said about the best player of the match, and that's Nuno Mendes. He looked like something between Marcelo and Roberto Carlos, said Thomas Rancedo post-match, and he nailed it. Is there a better left back in the world right now than Mendes? Wondered the Athletics' Team Spears. Here are some key observations from his analysis of Nuno's performances in the final. In his 56th game of the season, with the Club World Cup still to come, there looked little on when Mendes took up the reins of a static, slow attack. Then, in the blink of an eye, a bombastic burst past Oscar Mingueza and a sparked low drive into the far corner. How do you defend that? A goal of real brilliance. He was at it again for the second goal, making Mingueza look like he was running in sand while also leaving Yamal chasing shadows, with another blistering turn of pace before his deflected cross found Ronaldo. Defensively, he also expertly took care of Yamal, denying him space and consistently nicking the ball from him. It was reminiscent of how he kept Mohamed Salah quiet in the Champions League earlier this year. So anyway, in answer to the question, there isn't a better left back in the world right now than Nuno Mendes. And I'll add one more thought. Nuno Mendes is bound to earn the Ballon d'Or vote in 2025. Us journalist Jose Ospina shared an interesting behind-the-scenes detail from the press box at the Allianz Arena, where the final was held. Ballon d'Or? Why not Nuno Mendes? A few Portuguese reporters were asking each other right after their team lifted the Nations League trophy. Alongside Lamine, Dembélé and Vitinha, could Mendes be a surprise contender for the French Football Award? From a media point of view, that sounds bold, but facts are facts. The Lisbon-born fullback had a dream season. He was a key player in PSG's treble win, especially the biggest trophy of them all, the Champions League. 4 goals and 2 assists. That was his output in the tournament that served as a true showcase for him. The same goes for the Nations League. 7 assists plus 1 goal in 8 matches. A record. PSG paid 38 million euros for him. Now he's worth much more. And here's a prediction. Very soon, we'll see a headline saying something like, Florentino Perez was impressed by Nuno Mendes' performances in the Nations League final and wants to make him the next Galactico. And why not? Left back is still a problem position at Real Madrid. One last observation I couldn't keep to myself. Why shouldn't this Portugal team win the next World Cup in summer 2026? A year ahead of the World Cup, this match was a perfect indicator of how Portugal is shaping up. The verdict? They looked very, very good. There is no doubt about the quality of the squad. And the depth can only be matched by the likes of France and Spain. The mix of youth and experience is ideal. Leaders like Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes and Ruben Dias play alongside rising stars like Mendes, 22 years, João Neves, 20 years, Vitinha, 25, Gonçalo Inácio, 23, Francisco Conceição, 22, and Leao, 25 years old. They have different makers in all areas. They can dominate or counterattack, and they hardly have any weak spots. In theory, they have everything it takes to win the first ever World Cup. Friends, what do you think? Who will lift the trophy next summer? Could it literally be Cristiano Ronaldo again, just like he did on that summer night in Munich, June 8th? Leave your comments, likes, and don't forget to subscribe. This was Football News Tribuna, the channel where we talk about the biggest events in world football. Have a great day. See you soon.